Saw the clip of Mina Kimes' interview with Myles Garrett, Cleveland Browns defensive lineman. He reiterates the racial slur claim against Mason Rudolph here. So he says that during that melee back in November that Mason Rudolph used a racial slur. And here is a portion of that interview with Mina Kimes and Myles Garrett.
I mean, coming off the edge, there's probably like 10, but there's less than 15 seconds left. I remember that. And I didn't want to be on the field, but since I was already out there, and they were still throwing the ball, decided I was going to go make a play. So he still had the ball. He's winding back to throw. I'm going, to hit him in the strike zone. I'm not trying to do anything illegal. I should go to take him down. He said some words as we're going down.
What did he say to you?
He called me the N-word. He called me a stupid N-word. I don't say the N-word, whether it's with A, E-R. To me personally, just shouldn't be said.
All right, got one other clip here with Mina Kimes asking Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett said that he's not using this as a crutch for why he acted the way he did against Mason Rudolph.
I didn't want to try to use it as justification for my actions because there's nothing to justify. Like, there's nothing that I can say or do to justify what I did on that day. I'm not saying there's nothing to justify it and I didn't do anything wrong. And I know know what happened. I know what I heard. And people say things, when they're heated or they're full of emotion, and I leave it on the field. He said it, but that was 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Now I'll leave that behind.
Well, he's not leaving it behind, because if he chose to, he could have said to Mina Kimes and ESPN, I'll do an interview, but I don't want to talk about that. Or no interview. So he does want to talk about it. Mason Rudolph has had no response as of yet, but, this has only come out in the last 24 hours. But if I'm Mason Rudolph and I didn't say this, then I say, hey, hook me up to a lie detector test. How is it that something said on a football field is not picked up by all those microphones that they have? And I don't know if they're in the pile or it happened, outside, as they're face to face. This is the one thing that I wondered, and maybe both are correct. If you've ever seen the Pouncey brothers when they work out, there was that video with Richie Incognito, and they use the N-word all the time. And Marquise Pouncey was suspended 2 games for his role in this. Is it possible Marquise Pouncey could have called Myles Garrett that? Is it possible? It would explain a lot here, but I don't know that. And I'm not picking sides here. First of all, even if that's said to Myles Garrett in the moment, there's a lot of horrible things that are said on a football field. That doesn't give you justification to do that. You might be angry. There's a lot of things that have been said during a football game that are far worse than what was said or allegedly said there. It just is. And this is coming from Tony Dungy. So it's not like, hey, how do you know about how you'd feel with the N-word? I'm paraphrasing here with Tony Dungy. Because Tony says, no matter what is said, there's no justification for that. In fact, to be fair to the situation, this is from Mike Florio's column. And Tony Dungy said, in the immediate aftermath of Garrett's claim of a racial slur coming to light, if we're in the bottom of the pile and Mason Rudolph is kneeing you in the groin, or he's trying to poke your eyes out or twisting your knee, something like that, then it's going to affect your ability to do your work and your career. Then, yeah, you go off. But you can't go off because somebody said something to you. All kinds of things get said out there on the field. There's 4-letter words. In this case, it may have been a 6-letter word, a multi-syllable word. All of that happens. I can't go off and jeopardize my team's chances to go to the playoffs, my career, my ability to make money because somebody called me a name. I don't care what name he said. That is not an excuse to me. That's Tony Dungy's words, just so we separate those comments.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.